Hello guys, here's the next part of the Make a Game with Unity series in which I will add the enemies to the scene. Again, I use a free asset for the enemy called Toon Soldiers Demo from the Unity asset store. This low poly soldier comes with a bunch of animations and we will use the idle, shoot and death animation. So I click open in Unity and we can download it there and import it to our project. As always, I added the asset store link to the description below. Okay, here's the next step. Select the folder called Models of the asset and drag the soldier model into the scene. I will hide him here behind these sandbags, but he's a bit too small, so I will scale him up. Now rotate the model and then it's time to define the default animation that is played when we start the game. And that's really simple to do. Select the animation folder of the asset and drag an animation onto the soldier game object. Then an animator controller is created automatically, and when you double click to open this, you can see that for the shoot animation that we dragged onto the game object, a new animation state is added. It is painted in an orange color. This means that this is the default animation that is played when we start the game. But have a look at the idle animation here. I want this to be the default because I don't want the player to shoot around directly. So I drag the idle animation into the animator controller and define this state as the default state. So let me start the game and we see, well, nothing because the player is hidden behind these sandbags. That's okay when the game is started, but I want this enemy to appear in a kind of moving upwards animation. But before I add this animation logic, I will add an empty game object as parent of the soldier to the hierarchy. This has some advantages when it comes to reusing this game object, because in the next step we will define a script for this parent object for hiding or showing the enemy dynamically. And if we later on may want to replace the soldier model with a different character, this can be done very easily using this approach. Okay, here is the C# script and now I drag it to this empty game object that I called soldier. Perhaps in a later step we can call it enemy because it doesn't need to be a soldier, okay? So what's the purpose of this script? Well, I want to move in the enemy smoothly, and to do this I will use another great free asset called iTween. It is a free programming library that we can use in our C# script. So after downloading we import it, and after that I double click the soldier script and open it in Visual Studio. And here's our soldier class, and the first thing I do is to define a private variable of type GameObject, and I will use it to refer to the soldier model. I know that it is the first child in this hierarchy, so I can use the method transform.getChild0 to retrieve it. Before I move it upwards, I have to store the current position of the model. Then I add 2 units to the Y position. And after that I use the method moveTo of the iTween library to move the model to this new position in 3 seconds. So let's start this, and as you can see the soldier moves upwards and his idle animation is played. Now if you like you could duplicate this soldier and for example place him behind these barrels. And when you start the game you can see that this model behaves exactly the same way as the first one. Alright guys, in the next tutorial we will let the enemies appear and hide randomly, and of course they will shoot at us. If you like this series and my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to be notified when the next part is online. Thanks a lot for watching, thanks for your support and come back soon to JNM.